Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream. I'm going to do your March the 26th just for today in a meditation. I hope you're having a beautiful day. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Let's go ahead and get into that meditation. Okay, it's entitled Trusting a Sponsor, Worth the Risk. In seeking a sponsor, most members look for someone they feel they can learn to trust, someone who seems compassionate. IP number 11, sponsorship, revised version. The ideal of sponsorship may be new to us. We have spent many years without direction, relying only on self-interest, suspecting everyone, trusting no one. Now that we're learning to live in recovery, we find we need help. We can't do it alone anymore. We must take the risk of trusting another human being. Often, the first person we take that risk with is our sponsor, someone we respect, someone we identify with, someone we have reason to trust. As we open up to our sponsor, a bond develops between us. We disclose our secrets and develop confidence in our sponsor's discretion. We share our concerns and learn to value our sponsor's experience. We share our pain and are met with empathy. We get to know one another, respect one another, love one another. The more we trust our sponsor, the more we learn to trust ourselves. Trust helps us move away from a life of fear, confusion, suspicion, and indirection. In the beginning, it feels risky to trust another addict, but that trust is the same principle we apply in our relationship with a higher power. Risky or not, our experience tells us we can't do without it. And the more we take the risk of trusting our sponsor, the more open we will feel about our lives. Just for today, I want to grow and change. I will risk trusting my sponsor and find the rewards of sharing. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. How powerful is that? Very, very powerful. Trusting a sponsor is worth the risk. Not all the time does it always work out, but the majority of the time it does work out if you're willing to put forth the effort. You have to remember that sponsorship is just like any other intimate relationship in a sense of it takes time to get to know the individual. It takes time to become comfortable sharing and disclosing things about yourself with the individual. However, every time you take a chance and you do, then the next time it becomes easier and you begin to see a pattern of their trustworthiness. There's a lady here in the fellowship. She shares often about calling me in a time of need, or not really calling me. She was at mid relapse, and basically it was a 12-step call that I did. But other people have been in touch with me and, um, volunteered me in a sense. And I remember the first time I ever heard her share about that time period around her relapse and my coming by. And I was amazed that she remembered. I mean, years had passed by and she was back in the program for, I don't know, maybe 10 years before I ever heard her share about that particular day. And everything she shared was accurate. She remembered it completely. But this is what caught my attention the most. She said, I never heard about that around the rooms. It was like she came and she went, and I've never heard her share about it, ever. And that's the case. I mean, I wasn't sponsoring her, right? But there's delicate situations. You get privy to certain information and you want to handle it appropriately. And that's how sponsorship is. You learn how to trust your sponsor. They learn that they can trust you because surely they're probably going to disclose some things in an effort to build your faith that if they can do it, you can do it. They will disclose some very private things with you, possibly. And they're going to want to see if they ever hear about that. Um, and so we learn to trust one another. And it's a part of growing in the fellowship and maturing. So I encourage you today to take a risk with your sponsor and share some information with them and see how they respond and continue to build that rapport. It's very important. It's easier to do it when you're feeling great so that when you have bad days, it comes quite naturally. Family, my name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. I hope that you have a beautiful day on purpose. I will be talking to you tomorrow.